to today's episode of The Dialogue with Renita Lacy. Thank you all so much for tuning in because I'm super excited about today's interview. I have a very good friend of mine here with me today who I can't wait for you all to meet. And after the break, we'll get the opportunity to do just that. So don't go anywhere because there's more of the dialogue coming up next.
I'll be right back.
Hi. You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming.
Welcome back to The Dialogue. I am your host, Renita Lacy, and here alongside me today is the man of the hour, Mr. Rayford Mullins.
Thank you.
How you doing today, Rayford?
Doing great, can't complain.
All right now. So let's start off with just a brief introduction. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your hometown, your high school major, classification, things of that nature. Just a little introduction.
Well, originally, of course, my name is Rayford Mullins. From a small town called Durant, Mississippi, very small in the Holmes County area. I went to Durant High School, very small public school in the area, where we didn't have a lot of people in our class. We had a max of 30 seniors, so the town was very small. But throughout all of that, I became interested in Alcorn State University after hearing a story from my mother when she stated that during her junior year in high school, she said that she had got a full scholarship to go to Alcorn State University. Mm-hmm. But during that time, she just notified that she was pregnant. So she had to make a tough decision to either have an abortion and go to college or not go to college at all. Mm-hmm. And then raise a child, be a mother. So with that being said, since I'm here today, so we all know what decision she chose. And I really looked up to her, but she never let it stop her. She kept going, even though she didn't go to the university of her choice. Mm-hmm. She still was able to go and pursue her career as being a nurse. So it kind of led me to Alcorn State University. In the beginning, I didn't too much know exactly what I was going to do, but I knew I wanted to follow her footsteps. So I decided to be a doctor. I want to be a biology pre-med, major.
Okay. How did that work?
In the beginning, I thought I fell in love with it, but actuality, I realized that I was only idolizing my mother because of what I was used to, what I was raised up to, and it was never who I was. So I had to go in depth to finding out who I am. Mm-hmm. So enrolling in one of my psychology classes, it was on general psychology, I think my sophomore year, mm-hmm. Dr. Butler. I fell in love with the experience, with what was going on, the mind, how it works. Mm-hmm. So I ended up changing my major to psychology, and ever since I have fell in love with it. So, yeah.
That's awesome. And I guess you just answered my next question, which was why Alcorn, and you said you were just following in your mother's footsteps?
Yes, because I felt like that the sacrifice that she made for me became my destiny to be here, and I feel no regrets of my decision.
That's awesome. That's really touching. So I read in your biography that you were the first male in your family to not only graduate high school with honors, but attend college as well.
Yes.
That is really something. I know they must be extremely proud of you, right?
Yes, they cannot wait for the moment May 6th hit here.
I understand.
So I'm very excited about it. I don't look at it as being on the top of anyone because mm-hmm. that's not the way I was raised. Mm-hmm. If anything, I want to put them along with me. Let them know that, hey, if I can do it, we all can do it. And that's pretty much what I want to do with my younger siblings and mm-hmm. cousins. Let them know that even though in the beginning we didn't see that, but now we actually can see this possible. We can mount to anything.
Right, that's awesome. So being a first generation student, did you ever feel any pressure, from your family back at home, or not so much?
Well, actually, I did.
You did?
My mom, she don't really know this, or I don't think she really understood. But in the beginning, I felt like I was more pressured than anybody because I felt like that I had to do it, or I was obligated to do it. Obligated to be that first one to do it. Nobody else did it. You better do it.
Right.
And many times I used to be pressured to, even with grades. Sometimes when you know how students like their praise of their parents, like good job, congratulations. But with me, it was more like I got an A. I know you're gonna do it anyway. You know.
Exactly.
And I
know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. So
my mom is the exact same way.
Yeah.
So yes. Raker, you're one of the most active students I have ever come across. I mean, you're involved in just about every organization on campus. So, like, is there a reason why you just thrust yourself into so much, or not so much? Or do you just like to be out on the scene? Do you just like to be involved?
I would like to say, well, my mom always said it. She never understood it growing up. She was like, you are meant to be different. You're a leader. Even when at a young age, my siblings, my cousins would always try, I guess, to talk me into doing things, but I'm always the one that stood out, like, I'm not going to do that, or no, I don't want to do that. Or sometimes I feel out of place. But with the organization, I feel a place of need, I would say. With everything that I'm in, I try to find a way to touch home. Like with the Psychology Society, being a part of that organization helped me to understand my family, or with the mental aspects of things. With the Gospel Choir, it helped me to get in touch with my spiritual side, which we all have. And also with like the modeling squad, I like to dress. Things of that nature. Student support service, all about supporting others. Active Minds, a suicide prevention thing as well. So a lot of things is pretty much, I would say, they coincide with one another, but it's just that natural born leader, I guess I would say. And it's sometimes I feel like it'd be overwhelming, but my inner self is like, you can do it.
Yeah.
You beat the odds already. So, yeah.
Okay, so could you, if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about these organizations and, what they stand for, so, our viewers can get a better understanding of who you are and, what you represent.
Okay. Well, first I'd like to start off with, I would say, Student Support Service. Student Support Service is an organization for students who are, I would say, less fortunate, who get money from the government, who don't have scholarships of that nature, where the school makes sure that they graduate within 4 years. So with that being said, they're constant workshop where they teach about financial things, study tips, and things of that nature. But being that the first organization I became a part of, it helped me to, I guess, go down the right path or know which road I need to take in order to be successful. So it had to start from somewhere, and I feel like the Student Support Service started that for me. And then with Psychology Society, I have definitely loved this organization since I've been a part of it. My sophomore year, when I became a member, I was just a member at the time, but it was probably 6 or 7 members at the in the organization at the time, and it didn't really have a foundation. It was just a name organization. So I kept fighting. I said it can be more than this.
Right.
It can be more than this. So with that, after changing my major to psychology, I went more in detail with it. So after my sophomore year, the beginning of my junior year, I became the president of the organization. And with that leadership, I decided to add on to the organization by creating the motto, the mission statement, the pledge, the logo, the color scheme, and also increasing the membership by 85%.
Wow.
So now we're a very active organization on campus with about approximately 70 members.
That's
and they're all paid members. And I want to make sure that we reach out to everyone, because I feel like that with psychology, everyone has to deal with psychology or the mental aspects of things, even nursing majors, biology majors, and things of that nature. So I open the organization up to all majors. All majors are all welcome. So that's something that pretty touched home. And also, a gospel choir, also another testimony. When I first started, wasn't a good singer, wasn't the best singer, but because of my passion, my love for it, I continued to be a part of it. And I knew that it was a part of me that loved it even more. So I continued to be a part of it, and eventually I decided to go for president. Last semester, and I was blessed to be able to get that position to become the president, and also changing the way that we go about with the gospel choir, and more saying that we're not just a choir, we're a ministry. And I wanted people to know that it's not just about us singing, it's about us telling a story. And that's also something that's very touching for me as well. And there's many others, but as an important those three, and also being a member of Alpha Phi Alpha. I'm the current secretary for the chapter, so I do all the recording and all of the keeping up with all of the assessments of the chapter.
Okay. And you're active in all of these organizations while maintaining a...
Yes, I'm active in all of organizations while maintaining a 3.2 GPA.
A 3.2 grade point average. Boy, go ahead then. I think that is something that is just very notable, and it's just really nice and refreshing to see someone who is able to balance not only the social side of college, but, the academic part as well. And, that's something that I always preach to my freshman friends, my little cousins, my little brothers, and anybody, that asks me, how do you balance it all? And I just always tell them that in college you can have fun as long as you get the work done. Am I right or am I right?
You're right.
Okay.
You're right.
I know it. So if you could give one piece of advice to a current or a prospective student in any aspect, what would it be?
Your biggest opponent is yourself.
Your biggest opponent is yourself.
And also, I did something I'll take with me anywhere. Don't be a person that the world changes. Be a person that the world adjusts to.
Oh.
Don't be easily influenced into the world. Be that person to step out and just be different for once. Because sometimes you get people to come along with you, and then eventually the world has to adjust to you because, we're all people. And so you're going to be the one that follow the crowd, or you're going to be the one that lead the crowd.
Right. That's powerful. Say that again. Don't what? Wait. Remember. Don't let the world change you, but let the world adjust to you. Something like that?
Don't be in a sense.
Okay.
Don't be a person that the world changes. Be a person that the world adjusts to.
Awesome. Why blend in when you can stand out?
Yes.
Okay. So, Rayford, from speaking with you today, I just think it's safe to say that you're pretty much always on the go. So, what are some things that you enjoy doing in your spare time when you're not so busy, with school and everything?
I would have to say my little sisters, my siblings, they're the word. My family is the word to me.
Really?
It's always about, of course, let me change that. God first. Then my family is always the most important thing. I try to find time. I know sometimes when it's school, being hectic, my family, they know, because Rayford always busy. He don't never get a chance to call us. Or my little sister, they miss me. My little brother, they're like, we don't ever see them anymore. But I make sure that when I go home, to try to turn my phone off and get away from, the busy part of life and just go back to that family, or it's in person, and just spend time with my family and just,
Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. So what was the last goal that you set for yourself that you accomplished?
The last goal? Oh, wow. The last goal.
That you set for yourself that you accomplished. Say you were a junior and you set a goal for yourself.
Okay.
And this year it happened or something like that.
I would have to, where do I start?
Where do you start?
Where do I start? Because I have been, it's been amazing.
Well, how about you give me your greatest goal that you've achieved?
My greatest goal would have to be the gospel choir.
The gospel choir?
My greatest goal is the gospel choir, because in the beginning it was very shaky, but yet I kept the faith, because, with leadership, even though you don't see it happening or the progress is not showing, you continue to fight for it, and then it will show out in the end.
That's right.
Because I didn't see a great outcome of GC, but knowing that the leadership role that I have, I waited it out, and then it just continued to just flourish and continue to grow. So I feel like that's the biggest accomplishment, or the biggest goal that I've set for myself: become the president and making a difference, making a turnaround for the gospel choir,
That's
and
awesome.
Making sure that it's just not about the singers or just about us singing. It's about us actually ministering. Because if you ain't have a story to tell, how can you expect the people to feel that that you're putting out.
Amen. Okay, so what would you say is a goal that you would like to accomplish this year?
This year? I would love to get ready and start my internship in the fall. I won't be going to grad school until spring of 18, but I've been working with this internship called Canopy Children's Solution in Jackson.
Canopy Children's Solution. Okay.
It's a great experience with children and adolescents who have like mental and social problems, or they go there and they pretty much stay at the facility, and you get like counseling and things of that sort. And I would love to be working with them like part-time or full-time, and also it's a nonprofit organization. I love nonprofit organizations.
Okay.
So that's the goal that I wanted to set. So at this time now I'm interning, but eventually after graduation I'll be looking for them to actually say if they want to hire me on.
Okay, so my next question is, do you know what your plans are after graduation? You said grad school, you're putting that on hold until spring 2018.
Mm-hmm.
So your plans are to do the Canopy Children's Solution? Okay.
Yeah, I plan to do Canopy Children's Solutions in the fall, probably going to work like full-time for like 6 months.
Okay.
And then enroll at Mississippi State University spring 2018 to get my master's in clinical mental health psychology, and then later pursuing my research psychology, a doctorate in that as well. I'm not doing this for the titles. I'm not doing it for the money. Because a career is something that you get paid for, but a calling is something that you made for. So, and I feel like that this was something that I was made to do, because it ain't just come easy. I had to work for it. So, I really feel like that the path that I'm taking is gonna really impact the world. I wanted to make sure that it does that with the knowledge that I need in order to do so.
That's really good. All right, then. So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I should be getting done with my PhD in research psychology. Pretty sure I'll probably still working with the nonprofit organization Canopy Children, and eventually getting ready to open up my, talk to people, investors, about getting ready to open up my own youth center. Which is going to be kind of like a therapeutic home for children, and like an after-school program, an orphanage, and kind of all in one. And it's kind of be something. It's going to be kind of like a spiritual foundation, and also a family origin. So I feel like that's one of my passions. I've been having this dream since probably freshman year, and still, like you said, if you shoot for the moon. If you don't you get the moon, at least you land on the star. So, but I'm keep the faith in.
Keep the faith. That's right. That's all that matters. And keep God first.
All the time.
All right. So, Raper, I also hear you're in the process of writing your first book.
Yeah.
That's great. So, what's it going to be about?
Oh, wow. My life. Story of my life. It's going to be in depth. I feel like the world needs to know. They really do. A lot of people don't understand. They feel like the people who got it all together, they I want to be like them. But you never know what they go through.
You never know.
You never know. And also something with me learning in my major, the people who have it all together are the ones who go through the most, because it's behind closed door. They don't like to show it. So a lot of times they keep themselves busy. And I'm that type of person that keep myself busy, and it's a lot of stuff that I be battling with myself. But I feel like with me writing it and actually letting people know that it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, but through it all, I still came through. So I just feel like it's gonna be very eye-opening. It's gonna pretty much cover my family from a young age, when I felt like that I was wrong there, because my mom used to always treat me as if I was different than everybody else, and I couldn't hang with my cousin because she thought they was bad influence, and I was the only child, so I kind of was upset about that part. But it's just pretty much, it's a lot, and then also about how I'm broken behind what I portray. It's also something I want to try to put in my book, because a lot of time what we portray is the whole person, or that full image, but behind that portrayal is actually us broken, trying to fix ourselves, trying to actually get to that point where we're trying to show. But it's gonna be really deep, and I feel like
it sounds like it's gonna
be very emotional too. So
alright. That sounds like something I would actually be really interested in reading. So you need to make sure you let me know when it's done, okay? Because I'm interested in purchasing it.
Okay.
Oh, all right then. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of today's show. I have thoroughly enjoyed this interview, and I really hope you have too. Rayford, I'd like to thank you so much for stopping by and chatting with me today. You've been awesome, and I just really appreciate it, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Be sure to tune in to next week's episode of The Dialogue with Renita Lacy. It's going to be awesome, and you don't want to miss it, okay? So until next time, bye!